I was going to do this, I was hesitant. But the more I read the history of our church, I know that I see the miracle work of God in 87 years. God has been with us, His Son has been working with us. We show that we've been looking to Him. In December 1922, Brothers Lawson Goode, Levi Goode Jr., John Goode Sr., Henry Jeter, Fletcher Moody, Arthur Carter, Randall Washington, Sisters Mary E. Goode, Alberta Goode, Viola Jeter, and Lucinda Jackson met to discuss the possibility of organizing a church for the spiritual growth of this community. After much prayer, the group decided with God's help, a church would be built. Permission was sought, and the Henrico County School Board granted the use of Chatsworth School as a temporary place to hold worship on the second and fourth Sundays of each month. On the second Sunday in September 1925, the members decided to name the church Antioch Baptist Church, and its first pastor was called.
I am Reverend Henry Randolph, and I was called to be the first pastor of this church. Under my leadership, Brother Levi Goode Sr., Lawson Goode, and Henry Jeter became the first deacons and trustees.
Reverend Randolph served as pastor for 3 years. A second pastor was called.
I am Reverend D. W. Cotton of Charles City, Virginia. I accept the call to be the second pastor of Antioch Baptist Church. I am a firm believer in preaching the Word of God. With God's direction, I got root and move forward.
After serving 2 years, 11 months, God called him home to eternal rest. After being without a pastor for 4 years, Antioch called his third.
I am Reverend W.L. Tucker. I became the third pastor of Antioch in 1934. Under my leadership, the church was able to pay off many debts. I also ordained Brother William Bill, Leroy Washington, and James Randolph as deacons.
During morning worship service in 1941 at New Vine Baptist Church in Charles City, Virginia, Reverend Tucker was suddenly called from labor to reward. A fourth was called.
I am Reverend E.M. Sheridan, the fourth pastor of Antioch. During my tenure, the church made many improvements to the physical plant as well as spiritual growth of the church. I ordained as deacons Brother Nestor Smith Sr., Reverend Raymond Smith Sr., Henry Willis, Raymond Skipper Sr., and William Fuller. I retired in 1965 as pastor after 23 years of service.
In 1974, Reverend Charity was laid to rest after a long period of illness, and a fifth was called.
I am Reverend Robert C. Davis. I accepted the call to be the fifth pastor of Antioch in 1966. I established a church code of ethics. The bylaws were adopted. Under my leadership, I implemented plans for an addition to the church in which most of the construction was done by members of the church family. I also ordained brothers Bernard Goode Sr., Eugene Lester, Fred Wright Sr., Odell Crawley, James Payton, Nova Wally, and Eugene P. as deacons, and ordained to the ministry Reverend Raymond Skipper Sr. and Oliver Odell Crawley.
In July 1975, for personal reasons, he tendered his resignation, and we had a need for a sixth.
I, William Hunter Smith, became the sixth pastor of this great church in September 1975. Many outstanding improvements were done during my stay here. I pursued the purchase of land adjoining the church property. Brothers Burrell Smith and Melvin Bullock were ordained as deacons during my ministry.
7 years later, on Sunday, October the 9th, 1983, Reverend Smith submitted his resignation, and a seventh was called.
I am Reginald D. Terry, Sr., from Arkadelphia, Arkansas. At the age of 26, and a ministerial student at the School of Technology at Virginia Union University, I accepted the position to become Antioch's seventh pastor. I was ordained at St. James Baptist Church by Reverend Dwight C. Jones on December 12, 1983. And I was installed as pastor of Antioch in June 1984. The purchase of the adjoining land and a new roof was added during my tenure. While serving as pastor, I ordained brothers Brent Evans and Bruce Daniel as deacons.
On April the 13th, 1986, Reverend Terry submitted his resignation. Antioch was once again in prayer for a pastor, his age.
I am Reverend Dr. James L. Sales. Through the special relationship that I developed between me and my congregation while as interim pastor, it was evident that God had yet again answered the call of his people. I was installed as Antioch's 8th pastor on Sunday, October 12, 1986. A lot has been accomplished during my tenure. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. We have successfully completed numerous projects, including the purchase of 2.76 acres of land, launched a building expansion renovation project that has enhanced new multi-purpose room, 6 classrooms, library study, a new kitchen, an enlarged pastor study, choir stand, reconstructed, and a new parking lot. I have ordained 18 lovely deacons, 6 gorgeous ministers, and licensed numerous trustees have been added. I have projected for the future a long range of building expansion plans, which include a new sanctuary, Christian day school, center for child and adult care, and the purchase of land adjoining the church property.
For the lack of a vision, the people will perish. Pastor Sales is led by God to write the vision, and he's made it very plain to us. Now we need to do our part to make the vision a reality. Amen.
The history in brevity by Antioch.